Here we have a 2012 Ford F350 with a check engine light on. It has the 6.2 liter gas engine. And let me show you guys the fault that I was able to pull up from my scan tool. So this is the fault that we got. P06B6, internal control module knock, combustion, vibration sensor, processor 1 performance. So knock sensor 1 performance, continuous memory DTC. We have 2 data pins here, but it does not really show us much. So let me show you guys where the knock sensors are located on this engine. And I am a little bit sick, so bear with me. So in there, where my light is, there is some rodent nest over there. Under the intake manifold, that's where one of the knock sensors is. The other one is on the opposite side of that. If you hear carefully, you can hear a knocking coming from this engine. Let me show you guys what that is. I'm going to take some sort of water or any liquid, and I'm going to spray it on the coils, and I want you guys to watch this. See if you could see in there. You hear that? See how it changed? Take a look at that last one there. Let me see if I can show you guys. You see that sparking there? And if you come along to this side, this is the same way. I'm spraying right on the coils, and I can't see it on this side as much now, but I was able to see before that these coils are shorting to the block, and I believe that's what's causing the knocking. Because it's shorting to the block, it's creating excessive noise on the block, and it's picking it up as a knock. And I'm going to verify this because I will check the signal of the knock sensors right at the computer using an oscilloscope and seeing if I have any dropouts on the knock sensor. So the code is for knock sensor 1, but we're going to check both of them. You see there the spark going right into the block? So let me find the wiring diagram for this, and let's check out what the signal is at the knock sensors. And just for information, this car has 69,000 miles, so about 70,000 miles. So this here is our knock sensor 2 and knock sensor 1. So knock sensor 1, it's got a positive and negative. Both of them go to the engine control unit, or PCM as Ford calls it on this one. So we got a black wire, brown wire, goes down, and at the control unit, it's a white, brown, or violet orange, and there is a connector in between there. And the other one comes down, goes all the way here. So knock sensor plus, knock sensor minus. It's a brown, green, and a brown, blue wire. So I'm going to check both of those. I'm going to hook up the oscilloscope to both at the same time and see if it picks it up when I spray water on the coils, because that's what I'm thinking the issue is. I am connected here to brown and green wire. I have my scope set. I have the scope set on AC. I apologize if you can't really see this. We are on 5-volt AC, and we see a nice up and down movement. So our knock sensor is reading, and so according to, this is Mitchell, the knock sensor signal is this here, is the negative. So I'm connected. This one shows the connector C133, but I'm connected directly at the module, and we are getting a signal like this. I cannot test the resistance of the sensor, but considering all of the coils are the way they are right now, we need to replace the coils first and do some more testing after that if it needs it. This is knock sensor 1. I'm connected to this wire here. Let me show you. I'm connected to knock sensor negative. It's a white and brown wire right there, pin 6, and we are receiving a signal. Now, just because we have a signal does not mean it's good, but it does sound that when the engine or when the coils fire and they fire into the block, that's when the signal goes up. So regardless, we're gonna have to replace those coils. I'm gonna use some liquid electrical tape for any wires that I probed into. Should be good. I'm gonna tape them up as well. So my goal with the scope was not to see if the signal is good. I just wanted to see if I had a signal at all, or if a rodent chewed through the wires, which that is not the case because I do get a signal. Now, whether the knock sensor is faulty itself or not, I'm not too worried about that yet, because I'm gonna replace these coils. We have the bag of goods here from Ford, all original stuff, and we're gonna do all coils, all spark plugs, and all of the coil wires that go to the waste spark. So let's get started with this. Hey, my chickens want to say hi to you guys. Come. Okay. Maybe not, maybe not. Maybe not. But back to this one. We're going to start by taking off the intake. These here are going to be 8 millimeters. And then the rest will be 10. So we got these 10 millimeters here. We got some hoses here that also need to come off. It's okay. We'll separate that there. And then these clips that are over here, you want to pry on these. They're all crusty, so if they break, there's not much you can do about them. Let's put something up here so nothing will get in there, and we can go ahead and blow all this off. Alright, so let me show you guys what I found here with these coils. So we can see these, this was all the right side. They were all broken. It took me quite a bit of time to get these bolts off, but let me show you what's causing these things to leak and cause external spark instead of going to the spark plug. So this installation here, if we take a look at this installation closely, and I want to, yeah, it shouldn't break like that. So what happens is this here is weak, so when there is some water, this spark, instead of jumping down to the spark plug, which takes more effort, it actually jumps out into the block through this installation. It started pouring really hard the other day, so I had to stop working, but here is what we have. I got all of these off. It took a little bit. Some of them broke in place. I got 4 brand new ones. This side was pretty good. I can still reuse those. So all we have to do now is remove all of the wires. We can go ahead and take all of the plugs off. I'm gonna go ahead and spray it one more time in there to get any debris out, and then we can remove the wires, remove the plugs, and start replacing everything. I'm going slow so we don't break it, and hopefully Hopefully they all come off easy. Okay, I got 8 new plugs in up at the top. We're gonna torque them to 20 Newton meters. Before I put the coils on, I'm gonna put some dielectric grease, spread it out just like that, so that hopefully next time this thing will come out a little bit easier. I finished this side. This is the driver's side. I put all the connectors in place. The couple security red tabs, those broke. They're not very important. The plug won't come out. Those are just so it locks it in place so you cannot press this, but it's not important. It's going to be okay without it. All of these are in tight. Same thing at the bottom. Now I just have to do the same thing on the passenger side. Then we're gonna put the intake back together. We have all the coils. I have all the coils installed. So now I'm gonna put the air lines or any connectors that are here. Let's see. Install these. Make sure you're not missing anything from going on. That all looks good. So let's put the intake back on here. Everything is back on the vehicle. Now I'm gonna start it and see how the car sounds, or the truck sounds, now that everything is replaced. So far so good, no clicking. Truck is running beautifully so far, no issues, no noises, anything weird like that. We have the fault codes cleared, no codes in the PCM right now. So going on the road test, and I'll bring you guys back at the end of the road test to see if any codes came back or not. I drove for just under 10 miles. I'm doing another scan before I shut the car off. You want to, if you're coming from a drive, you want to check before you shut the vehicle off, because when you shut them off, unless the code is stored, it will just delete that until it stores the code. So we'll check one more time. Key on, engine running. But the vehicle sounded good, so I don't think we'll have any issues here. Okay, this is what I have here. AC demand not a self-retest, brake switch out of self-test range, blah blah, self-test range, bullshit. We are all good with this car. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Just because it was a knock sensor, it did not end up being a knock sensor, and that is a good lesson that the codes don't tell you what's wrong with the vehicle. You have to test the car. If I want to put a knock sensor in this vehicle, it would have done the same thing. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.